deliver themselves out of the snare of the devil, who are taken captive by him at his will. I gotta read that one a little.
Taken captive by him according to his will. So you're basically you're imprisoned to Satan.
Yep.
He got you basically. You just following whatever your flesh tells you,
and only believing the things that are carnal that you can see. You know, you're not spiritual. Or we're spiritual people. That's, you know, that was a blessing from the Lord. To have His Spirit of faith, to have His name, all these things were given to us, but our people, like we were going into, take on the ways of the devil.
Yep.
You know, carnal. You know, they want to be healed, but they need medicines and things from the devil. Hey, this healing comes from the Lord, and that's just one example. You know, to show you how carnal our people can be and how they are.
I got one. Let me
You still reading?
I just got to finish this one.
Yeah, come on.
Back in Isaiah 52, and verse 3. For thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money.
Yep. You got these. I'll start with this one first, because it was a quote to the one I'm going to read next. This is in Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord Yahweh power is upon me, because the Lord Yahweh hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound.
Yeah.
Okay? To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord.
And that's what when Yahweh Shai went to preach to them spirits in prison,
Yep.
it didn't mean that he was teaching actual spirits.
Yeah.
He was talking about it was people that were lost who the Lord was when the Lord said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. These were Israelites that were completely lost. Satan was pretty much their right hand before they woke up to the truth. We was all geared towards Satan before we were woken up. You know? The Lord had to redirect us. That's right. Shalom. You know? He had to redirect us, and we had to hear the word being preached to be redirected. We heard the apostles and elders teaching, and that's what it was. And right when we heard these words, them prison bars broke open.
Now we had to fight them off too.
Come on.
Trust me. Some brothers woke up and demons was trying to hold you back. You know, the world just wasn't agreeing to let you free.
Yeah.
And demons and chains were still on you, trying to keep you captive. But you had to break through that, man, and fight. Okay?
Yep.
Brother, have something?
I have one question. Prison houses in Isaiah 42:22. That's what it is.
Yeah.
42:22.
Yeah, you being stuck in these religions.
Well, prison homes are talking about.
Fine. Because back, like, when we were young, younger in the faith, we used to interpret that as, you know, Jacob's field of prison, the actual penitentiaries and all that. But that's really going into how our people are snared and trapped in all these different, under these different philosophies and religions out there.
Yep.
And it's like, no matter
Ways
how
of life.
plain you make it to Jake that these ways that they're going, it has no benefit, no profit to them. They will fight you tooth and nail because mentally they've been, like it says in Timothy, they've been seared, their mind and conscience has been seared with a hot iron. So it's like no matter what you say to them, no matter how many precepts you break open to them to open up their understanding, if Satan is on them, they're not going to repent from it. They're not going to see it. They're not going to grow from it. They're going to continue on in that wicked path. Like you may have people in your family that's Catholic, and you go in and you teach them about how the holidays that they keep is paganistic, the origins go back to pagan worship. No matter what you tell them, this is just, you're crazy. This is what I believe. This is what I've been following all my life. Can't nobody tell me different. So that means that person is in prison. They can't get out. Yep.
Shoot programs.
Isaiah 6 chapter goes into, how the Lord blinded people. Isaiah 6:6. Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which are the angels, right? Which he had taken with the tongs from off the altar. And he laid it upon my mouth and said, Lo, this hath touched thy lips, and and thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin is purged. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send? Whom will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. And he said, Go and tell this people, Hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes.
Hey, if somebody dropped a weight on you, which is like that fat, they dropped it on you, your hearing ain't gonna be right, your sight is gonna be obstructed, you can't move freely. Well, that's that fat, like fat around the muscle. And if anybody has any, if you gain weight and you used to being cut up and in shape, you can tell that your body is restricted.
Yeah.
Well, that's spiritually being restricted, is what the Lord allowed to happen. Restricted where you can't see, you can't walk in the righteous way. Your flesh is battling you too hard to get through it. Okay? So you got to do something extraordinary to break free, which comes with the power and the Spirit of the Lord.
Yep.
Lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, which is mine, and convert and be healed.
Which means the Lord had to have called you.
Yeah. You got to be quickened with His Spirit.
Right.
You know.
And quicken means, because that's an older school word, mean to be refreshed or
made
alive.
Yeah.
Yep. Brought back to life. You got it.
Verse 11, they said, I, Lord, how long? And he said, and he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. That's why we get into the missiles, man, destroying America. So a lot of our people that's that the Lord hasn't woken up, they're gonna die over here, man. Right? The Lord didn't choose them. Simple as that, man.
I got something.
So there ain't no such thing as free will, like these churches push. Christianity.
And tying it back all the way in to what we were talking about, that prison. So it's showing you that's a prison to your mind and to your spirit.
Yeah.
Right? I got this in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3. It says, For though we walk in the flesh, let me see real quick. Verse 3, it says, For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. We don't fight. It ain't about fighting against prison bars, prison walls. Yeah. It's about first fighting the battle that's in your spirit, fighting these traditions off you, fighting these ways of life off you, fighting these false gods off you, fighting these demons off you. Okay? If you can't kick the nicotine habit, hey man, that's a demon. You gotta fight that guy off. You gotta fight that thing off. It's not something that you can go get the box of gloves and I'm ready. It ain't like that. It's a spiritual thing you gotta fight. And it's within you, right? It says
a lot of these sinful habits, it's like you're a slave or captive to it. It has more power over you. Like Paul said, I will not be brought under the power of any. These people of the world, they will find an excuse, justification to keep maintaining those sinful habits
and remain in their folly.
When they find out that it's something that can end up killing you, but you gotta die of something, no, you don't. No, you don't. This book allows us to understand that we don't have to die like that. Okay? We can live. All right? Truly live.
And if we do die, we die in Yahweh Shah.
With a positive thing.
Exactly. We're not dying like a 2/3. We're not dying in vain. We weren't, we're dying. If we die, we do die because we know there's going to be martyrs in this. We die, like I said, in the Lord.
For us, when you're in the spirit of Yahweh Shah, to die is gain. You get out of the captive with his flesh. The spirit gets to go back and be righteous with the Father and have no need of anything. No headaches, no wants, no hunger. You don't even get to deal with the bullshit going on down here. Okay? But while we're down here, you got to fight to get these things off you, because a lot of our people are walking around spiritually just dead. That's why Ezekiel 37 goes into the valley of the dry bones and all these other areas of how are the conditions of our people are, which are spiritual and mental. All right? It's a little more. It says, because our people are healthy, they may be healthy. They run 2 miles a day. They run 5Ks on special occasions, and they eat right, smoothies and shit. But they believe in Christmas. They celebrate Easter. They practice the customs of Halloween and shit, not spiritually dead. Right? It says, verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Shai, to the pulling down of strongholds. A lot of these ways and religions and things that our people are in are captive to a stronghold.
Yeah.
You're locked away. It's a prison.
It's like a spiritual chokehold they got on you.
I think it says
On you Israelites.
in the translation.
I looked up the word stronghold, and the Greek is okaruama. All right, okaruama, and it means, it says a castle, stronghold, fortress, anything on which one relies, of the arguments and reasonings by which a disputant endeavors to fortify his opinion and defend it against his opponents.
It said a castle, a fortress. That's almost like a prison.
Yeah.
You know, it's like these strongholds that have your minds trapped into believing, this is the right way. This is the ways of Christmas. The ways of Christmas. The ways of Babylon. These holidays. This is the right way, and that's a stronghold. Along with the rest of these wicked ass philosophies that you're taught here in America. Transgenderism, it's okay to be this and that and change your gender, and
that's to choose what they want.
Yeah, that's a stronghold that's that's amongst our people.
That was pretty much it.
Hey, and in these last days, it's pretty obvious that we're in a spiritual battle. It's everywhere. The wicked ain't hiding it no more. They're not hiding. It's in plain sight. You see it everywhere. You see the rituals. You see the programming. You see the symbolism. It's everywhere.
Walking around with Illuminati and 6-point star about from their t-shirts.
It's everywhere.
RCNI.
The demonic rituals are on TV for you to watch and partake on. And you have no damn clue that you're committing evil.
Yeah. That's a part, bro.
You know?
And that solidifies the fact that they blind.
Blind, bro.
It's so blatant. They still don't understand.
It's right in your face.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
There was it's a saying I always quoted. It's from this Freemason by the name of Manly P. Hall. He basically said, a great veil would fall from the eyes of man if they understood the language of symbolism.
Yeah.
Everything. So much symbolism on the left-hand side could be found literally everywhere around you. And all those symbolisms and images, it pushes demonic vibrations. That's why people don't understand why there's such negative demonic frequencies.
Yeah. They fuck with your subconscious, where you see things and you don't even know that a specific thought or a specific feeling is coming to you when you see that. It's all mental, and we know that this devil studies the mind. This devil is, scripture say,
wiser than Daniel.
Wiser than Daniel. The heart is deep. They do a diligent search. They searching out everything, to keep you Israelites away from the Lord. Away from your power. To keep these strongholds on you. You got it.
As an example, right? For all you jakes that saw the whole Nipsey Hussle death and his funeral and all that, who would have ever thought that funeral was planting seeds of the MOTV? In that, if you could understand the language and the symbolism in that whole situation, they were pushing the energy of the MOTV in that. That's how deep this runs, okay? And you wondering why now they're just blatantly coming out with microchips to be implanted, and it's always positive. Then nobody really speaking. You got to go into the deep recesses of the internet to find where they're speaking about it negatively. Like the article is negative. Like, you put this in, some bad shit could happen. Mainstream is just like, yeah, it's so convenient. It'll help. Those that have Alzheimer's will be saved, and dementia, and they're selling you Amber Alerts you don't have to worry about, and all of this and that. We can stop criminals, active shooters before it happens. All this shit.
Thought police.
The thought police, right? But you don't see the demonic side of it. If you followed the ways, you wouldn't be involved in none of that. The ways of the Heavenly Father, you wouldn't be involved in none of that left-hand shit anyway.
And that's one of the most blatant prophecies. Come on. The market,
Yeah, everybody knows. Yeah.
And if you're an Israelite and you're teaching otherwise, you teach us that it's something else.
Yeah.
Boy, come on.
Oh, man.
Because it's so blatant. It's the technology is here. You know, and it's being promoted.